Let's get started. So let's say I have some transactions about the online ecosystems like Amazon, DoorDash, Flipkart, all of these guys, where you are sending an order, and once you send in an order, you are getting a shipment delivered to you in the form of a delivery, and you might send in some reviews, right? And of course, you will get an invoice. So for now, I've just created different. Effectively, it will be sourced from different data connectors. Now let's try to detect scams that are occurring, right? So in this online delivery platform scams web search agent, I asked it to go and get me scams and news articles on these online delivery platforms. So let's see what the web search came back to me with. So this is a search that I did, and it came back with the scam names. So for example, here's a brushing scam, OTP cancellation, fake COD delivery scam, and so on. There's a description of this scam. The brushing scam is all about an unverified purchase showing up as a verified customer and the reviews being fraudulently updated, right? That's what this is about. And there are some articles here. Here's a USPS article which explains the brushing, how it works. So there is some data that I've got at a broad level. All right, what can we do next with this? Well, we have our own data model, we have our data fields. So what I could do then is for each scam, identify checks that can be done based on my process. So my process is organized in those 4 files that I showed you about: order, shipment, delivery, and invoicing. Say I'm passing some context about what data I have, and I'm trying to get what checks I can do within my model, right? And that's what this web augment returns to me with. So if I go open this and look at the checks for order and shipment, this is what I've asked the web augment to come back with. And here are some checks I can do at the ordering stage. And then there's another column for the shipping stage. So now I've got a bunch of rules which I can apply. So let's go ahead and apply them to the data that I have. For this, I have created an agent which is connected to both these scams in description as well as the transactions I have. Let's get in. So I could first of all go and just ask, provide the checks that are to be done at the shipping stage. Here's the ordering stage. So this is the agent figuring out what it can do. So at the ordering stage, if the IP proximity at seller and buyer are very close or similar, then this is a collusion indicator. It may be one of those flags that lead to an overall scam. So this is one we will look at. At the shipping stage, there is a label timing. If the label generation on the package on the shipment is much before the order timestamp, that's suspicious as well, right? So we can start collecting these clues that lead to a scam. All right, let's up now. We know this. Let's apply this. So let me look at the order data. Let me look at the order data. This is the order data right here. And you can see that this is a portable desk fan. I've got some information, including the buyer IP and so on, the shipping address and so on. So now let me try to apply one of the checks, which is the seller buyer IP proximity check. So this we saw earlier in the earlier chat here. So this one. Okay. So I'm going to try and apply it here. So I'm going to apply this check on the order, and it came back saying that, hey, looks like the buyer and seller IP region are the same, and it's flagged it. It checked that exact rule that was provided earlier from the web search. It applied and told me that this is suspicious. Okay. I've captured this as a skill and then just reconfirmed by applying the skill, and I got that exact match. So this is one example of how we can directly use the results from the web search as a rule.